Hey subscribers, welcome to a quick review of last week's short little storyline narrative component that I normally do. This is after the end of Battle 5 and I'm just about to start the actual stop motion for Battle 6. So I just want to walk through some of the story elements that you would have seen last week, just my thoughts here. I've just finished taping it at the moment, where I've just done the stop motion photography, but I'll do the editing later on like I normally do. So this is probably a little sneak preview as well of the board that's going to be there for Battle 6. Now this is out the front of the Caverns of Mithravor. So the idea is there's a bit of a cave entrance here, which you've probably seen on the map that I do, and beyond that cave is like a larger castle, which we'll get to in the coming weeks. We delve below the dungeons of that into the caverns below, and lots of mysteries there too. So this is the board that I'm using for this battle, and where I did the stop motion from last week. It's just one of those Shattered Realms boards, the Games Workshop ones. I think it's Shattered Realms, something like that. Anyway, so the idea is we had our crew. Now the idea here is they've all basically joined up, and their little storylines, they've all converged here right outside the front door, ready to get into the main story element. So the Arbiters with the Cyber Mastiff and the Jacaro basically came along here and had a little bit of a chat about something which I haven't quite worked out yet. You know, a demonette came along. These guys have been hounded by demons all the way. Don't know if anyone got that joke about the Cyber Mastiff and the hound, but anyway, well, yeah, I'll stick to stop motion, alright? Anyway, so they've done that. They have basically fended that demon off, and then they started walking around here. Meanwhile, over here, we've had the aircraft, the Inquisition aircraft, basically run out of fuel. That's the idea. I don't know if it's actually, I haven't actually written the story of this, but in my mind it is, runs out of fuel, crash lands here. They wanted to come here anyway because this is where the Inquisitor believes they should go. Out of the aircraft comes the squat and the Tanith trooper, and they basically sit there. These guys over here, the Arbiters and the Jacaro, see the plane crash, so they come over here, join forces and go, hey, how's it going? With all these demons around, how about we join forces? And then they sort of mosey on over this way. Meanwhile, over this side of the board, we've had the Eldar and the Tower. Basically, you know, they had to come this way anyway, and they've just been pursued by demons all the way. They were actually fighting some demonettes as well over here, so they were trying to fend those off. Meanwhile, the other crew from over here came over this side, helped them defeat them, and then they had a little bit of a chat. I'll work out the story, the words of that later. They joined forces. Right, so then they trundle off over this way, like this. Then they get to, see this tower. Now this tower's not on the map, but it's basically just a little keep. Well, I did have a flag on the map, but I should have put a tower. So there's nothing in this tower. It's getting dark outside. There's actually a large battle brewing in this area, which is next week's battle, which I won't really give too many spoilers away. But our crew basically turn up here and say, look, it's getting dark. We don't want to go into this dark, nasty cave tonight, so we'll stay overnight in this lovely accommodation here. Lovely tower. Great accommodation. So they go here, go into the tower, and then along comes our Custodes Land Raider from last week before, I can't remember. But from the previous battle anyway, the Custodes come charging in here. They have to come down and see this cavern for themselves. I haven't actually got the full story in my mind yet, but that's what they're going to do. And they come down here. They say, oh look, it's getting night time as well. We will basically go and stay in here as well. So they basically go in the other door and no doubt next battle, in the battle, these guys will basically meet up, join their party, and begin their full-on quest through these caverns, which is going to be spanning a number of weeks. There's a lot of content coming in this season, but this is where all the main characters converge. So everyone's stuffed in this tower here, and that will lead us into next week, which will have a battle of sorts. No spoiler this week apart from that, but that's what we have. Anyway, so stay tuned for next week, where I will continue the storyline. Thanks for watching, and catch you soon.